Hey everybody, it's Medium Jody Jones coming to you live this Monday for a brand new week with some really interesting energies that are coming through. So you guys know that before I come on and connect with you, I connect with my divine guidance team. I channel information so that I know exactly what to share with you and where they're going to take us and what will be most helpful. And so we have a lot happening right now energetically on the planet. Say hi as you're coming on. Hi, everybody. Happy Monday to you. Of course, let me know in the comments how you're feeling. I'm always interested how everybody is feeling energetically. If you're one of my fellow empaths or sensitives out there, you were probably not feeling so great today. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to find out why some of us may be feeling what we're feeling right now. Hi, everybody, as you're coming on. And of course, let me know where you are coming in from, because I love to know that everybody is from all over the world, which kind of just shows how small our world really is. Hi, Amy. Hi, Krista. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Tina. Yes, let me know. So I'm already seeing, so sad, anxious. Yes, so we're probably all going to be getting a lot of that. So Amy's from Florida. Oh, one of my favorite places to be. I cannot wait until they open up our border so that I can head over there. Texas, awesome, Elva. I definitely want to check Texas out as well. Hi, Shanna from Kansas. Hi, Tina from Toronto. Hi, Shelly from Alberta. Yay, you've made it on the live. Yay. Hi, Jessica from Lake Michigan. Hi, Deshana. Hi, Glenda from Ontario. Lovely. I'm sure you're feeling anxious, but we're going to talk about why that's probably happening for you. Hi, Caitlin. Hi, Miranda from Prince Albert. That is where I was born. I have not been to Prince Albert in many years, but it is a magical place. Energetically, it is magical. Hi, Donna. Hi, Caitlin. Hi, Charity. Hi, Lanny from BC. Hi, Anne from Ontario. Okay, everybody, so let's dive deep into what's happening. So let me know in the comments. There's been a few already. Let me know how you are feeling today, because you will notice that there has been a major energetic shift. And so it was kind of building the last 2 days. So I know for me, there was when we have a big shift in energy, so a changeover, I will get the migraines, and they're different than your normal migraines because they're almost timed. So they actually came in at like the exact same time, which I think was around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. This would have been Saturday and Sunday, both just coming in during that time. And then today, the energy is very heavy. So we're going to figure out why this is happening. And it's interesting because we have the new moon that is happening tomorrow. And so you guys know that with new moon energy, we usually have, it's new beginnings, it's new starts. There's usually like some excitement behind it. There's that anticipation of good things coming. And that's not here. It's not happening. It is not happening. So let me know if you're noticing a difference in the way this energy is new moon feeling. Rena's saying, I see nothing. Tell me, guys, can you see the screen right now? I'm seeing your comments. Let me know that everybody can see and hear okay. And Tina's saying, yuck. Yes, that's a good description for how the energy feels right now. And saying a lot of pressure in her crown overnight, terrible headache. Yes, me too. Absolutely. Shanna's saying draining. Yes. So when I channeled into my divine guidance team this morning to get some insights into why we were having this, what was causing this kind of like heaviness right now, they gave me the word somber. And so, everybody, as soon as you hear that word, what does it kind of make you feel? It makes you feel like standstill, heavy, right? And that's exactly kind of where we are energetically. So heaviness, somber energy. And when I tuned in, it was very interesting because I'm clairvoyant, so they allow me to see. I had a vision of many, many elders. And so, one of the gifts that I have is being able to connect to spirit guides and so be able to see people's spirit guides. And so it was this vision of seeing all of these spirit guides, but the spirit guides that they particularly call themselves elders or have shown me to be elders. And the energy around them was very, very intense. So very somber, very heavy. Almost like if you've ever been at any kind of board meeting before, if you've ever sat on a board before and you're at a meeting and it's gone on for way too long and you're like tired and you're tired of talking about the what's on the agenda. That's really kind of how they were looking and feeling to me. So they gave me a few insights into what was happening. So it was interesting. They gave me the wording higher council. So they were calling themselves the higher council. And they were talking to me about levels or layers. And so it was almost like the negotiating of energies between the worlds is what they were showing me. They also gave me the word uprising. So they gave me this sense of it was almost like they were having to come together to sort through some details to figure out some of the analytics that are pertaining to what's happening to us here on this planet right now. And it was interesting because they said to me, clearing the path, and they said hard work, and they said moving big energy, and they said slippery slope. And they showed me this. So it was interesting because they showed me this excitement of purchasing this new land, and there's all these beautiful trees on the property, and it looks beautiful. And you have this vision of, a clear path, and maybe, a path to your house, and maybe to a pool or a lake, or so all of this vision of all of the stuff that you want. But then getting into the work of clearing the path. So if anybody's ever cleared a path on property, you know that it's not an easy task, right? It's moving trees and rocks and the land it is a massive uptaking. And so they kind of showed me that that's what's happening right now. So although, you're going to hear all over the place that, we're in 5D and the energy's changing and we're being uplifted, part of the stuff that they showed me right now is that the path is still being cleared. And so because the path is still being cleared, it's still that heavy work. So, the fact that they called it a slippery slope. So we know whenever you're excavating and doing that kind of work, it definitely can feel like a slippery slope. And so energetically, I think that we're feeling that. They also said to me that they were cutting the ties that bind. So that was the language that they used, cutting the ties that bind. And so I really feel like energetically, there are many, many of us that are still kind of anchored into the timeline of fear, still kind of anchored into the timeline of old traumas, past traumas. And the reason I say that is because the elders showing up. So when I'm doing readings and the elders show up in the reading, it's usually because that particular soul that I'm reading for has a lot of past trauma, and is also often a soul that is chosen to come here and break the cycle of that particular lineage that they come from. And so I believe that many, many of us are doing that right now. So there is that cycle breaking that is happening. And it's powerful work. It's not easy work, right? It's uncomfortable, and it's emotional, and it's draining. And, and if we're doing a lot of that work, not necessarily in the waking state, but in the dream state or the sleep state or in between realms, we are definitely going to be experiencing that in our physical bodies. And so that's where we're getting the, everybody's talking about the tiredness, the heaviness, the anxiety, all of that stuff. That's all going to be translating into the experience that we're having for sure. Okay, so we're going to find out what we need to know about this week in particular. And it's interesting because they showed me something different to do with the readings today. So we're going to look at the crystals, of course, because we're incorporate the energy of the crystals into our healing. Oh, and before I forget, guys, if you haven't gone into my website, so mediumjodyjones.com, and become a subscriber, a free subscriber yet, right now on there, I have a gift for you. So if you go in and you become a free subscriber, you actually are going to receive a free healing meditation. All you have to do is put in your name, your email address. You become a member of my soul circle, which means that you will be the first to notified when I go live, when I have events, when I'm getting channeled information for everybody, all of the good stuff. And so that's on the website. So mediumjodyjones.com. Go and do that. And I'm telling you, the healing meditation that is on there right now will be incredibly helpful for everybody. And so you can use it at whenever you need to. You can save it and download it. So it's my gift to you. Wanted to make sure that I remembered to say that and let you guys know about that. Okay, so back to the cards that we're going to use this week. So it's interesting because they told me to use this particular deck, which I don't use cards in my readings with clients, but I use cards when I'm online with you guys because it's just an easy way to reach a bunch of people at once. And so the deck that they're using is called the Lightworker Oracle. And I want to tell you something. This is a reason why you are watching right now. This is a reason why you're drawn to me. This is a reason why you are one of the followers. It's because you are a light worker. And so I know that for many of you on your path, you're not sure what that means exactly or what the purpose of it is. Trust me, even somebody who is a professional light worker has days where you question what the purpose of it all is. So we are really going to dig into specifically what your role is right now, why your experience is the way it is, and give you some really good insights into why you're feeling the way you're feeling and what you can do to make yourself feel better through this process. So it's going to be a lot. I'm going to actually read from the actual book because there's some really good information in there. And then, of course, I'll throw in any channeled information that Spirit gives us specifically. But I want to make sure that you guys, this is going to be a long one. So if you've just popped on, you don't have much time to watch, go back, make sure that you actually watch and listen. Because there's some really big messages in here for everybody this week. And I really, Spirit saying to me right now, profound. So I really feel like they're going to be the messages that really hit home for you, which is massive, right? Sometimes when we get system overload and there's just way too much stuff coming in, we're like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But this week, the stuff that they are going to be giving us is going to be hitting home for you. So make sure that you pay attention to the messages that they have specifically for you. Okay, so let's get into connection right now with our guides so that we can fine-tune this for you specifically. So right now, wherever you are, close your eyes, take 3 slow, deep belly breaths. And as you do this, I just want you to call upon your divine guidance team to come in and connect with you and communicate with you and ask them which card you should be choosing this week for your divine guidance, which will be specifically fine-tuned for you. So whether that is card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3. And so I'll give everybody a few moments just to write in the comments which card number they're choosing. So card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3. And as soon as I start to see everybody's card numbers come up in the comments, we'll give everybody a few moments to get your card numbers in. And if you're shy and you don't want to put it in the comments, that's fine. You can just choose your card. I always forget that there's so many people that watch that don't actually participate in the comments because they actually send private messages afterwards. And so I'm thankful for everybody that comes and connects in the way that they feel most comfortable. Okay, so choosing card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3. And I want to make sure I just give everybody a moment just to choose their card so that they have their specific message for them. So choosing card 1, 2, or 3. And again, really pay attention to where you're receiving the information of the card. So not in your mind. You don't want to think about it. It's not something that we think about. When we're connecting with our divine guidance team, we're connecting through our senses, right? So we're communicating telepathically. So we're using our intuition, we're using our clairs. And so make sure that you're either hearing it or seeing it or feeling it. You're just not thinking it. Okay, so everybody, so card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3. And so Laura's picking 2 cards, and yes, that's fine, guys. I'm going to tell you that all 3 messages are going to be big for everybody. So you may find that there is some overlap as far as what resonates with you, and so that's awesome. Okay, so we're going to start, and we're going to use card number 1, and of course we're going to use the gemstone. So I will give you guys a moment just to take a guess at this one. So this is for anybody that chose card number 1. This is your gemstone for card number 1. Very, very powerful stone. Really, really powerful stone, which is incredibly helpful for us right now. Any guessers on this one? So card number 1. This is the gemstone that's going with card number 1. We'll give you guys a moment to take a guess at what stone it is. I don't see any guessers. This is a tough one. It is a tough one for sure. So maybe I'll just give it to you guys. So Sandy's close. So it is a type of labradorite. It is. And I know that's kind of what it looks like. But it's actually called galaxite. And so you might want to look these up because I hadn't heard of them before. And then I found them from a seller that I use on Etsy all the time. But they're called galaxite earth stones. And so they actually believe that the angels have given them to us. And so they actually come in this shape and that kind of, and you can see they look like labradorite because they've got all the little flecks in there. But they have a very interesting story, so you might want to look that up, but it's called galaxite. And so this is a really powerful transformation stone. And so it assists us in our spiritual, mystical, and intuitive growth, which, if we're talking about being a light worker, then that's what we need help with. And so this is also a really good stone for easing stress and anxiety, which of course, whenever we're going through any kind of transformation, you're going to feel an excess of energy. And so that's where stress and anxiety is going to come in. It's also known as the aura stone. And I think that's why I picked it up, because it's really good for cleansing, protecting, and balancing your auric field, which as a healer, and a channel and a medium, a psychic, this is, I need that extra protection when I'm working. And so this is a really good stone to have. This is also a really good stone that helps connect you to the higher realms. So your spiritual guides. So it can be a really good stone to use during meditation or prayer and using for connection. Okay, so that's galaxite, guys. Okay, and so everybody who chose card number 1, your card is, isn't that a beautiful card? Family of Light. And we're going to take a look at this for a minute. And so this is the part where I'm going to really go into the book that belongs with these cards, because there's some really big truths in there that I really feel like many of us need to hear today. So I'm going to go in and read from that. So this is the Family of Light card. And so when you're looking at this card, of course, just you can take a moment and kind of just absorb how it makes you feel. It's definitely showing connection, right? It's definitely showing that you're not alone. It's definitely showing that you've got divine guidance. Of course, if you look at the auric field around the person that they're showing there, right? It's all of the colors of love and of healing. And so I'm going to read from you just a bit of the book because, again, I really feel like there's some messages specifically in these cards that will be very helpful. So if you chose card number 1, this is the Family of Light card. And so really this card is about understanding that there are many limits of humanity that are placed upon us when it comes to love and who we're supposed to love and how we're supposed to love. And so this card is really about reminding you that you're capable of loving humanity, of loving all creation on earth as your own, and reminding you that you are meant to belong to a broader family of light. And so this is huge, especially when you're coming into the understanding of what a light worker is and what the purpose of being a light worker is. So I'm just going to read some of this. So, while some souls have incarnated to learn about us and them, others have the purpose of teaching unconditional, all-embracing love. You are one of these. You have taken life to love the many, not just the few. For this life purpose to be anchored, issues in your biological family may keep you from bonding with them in a typical way. So remember when I talked about the elders coming in and healing the past traumas, the past dramas? This is what I was talking about. So perhaps you were the odd one out in your family, the one whom no one really understood. Perhaps you felt loved but couldn't live the way your family seemed comfortable to live. Maybe you lost family members through divorce, disease, depression, and death, or through addiction or emotional immaturity that left you disconnected from key family members. So if you are a fellow empath out there, you definitely this will resonate with you because many of us as empaths have always felt like we were the black sheep of the family. We were the odd one. We often feel like we're like that now, right? In the circles that we belong to. And so this was a very interesting part in this. And let me know in the comments, guys, if this resonates with you. And I know that this is probably going to be hit a lot of emotionals. And so if you want to do personal messages through the page, then that's fine. If your father figure was absent, whilst you must do the emotional healing work to process that pain, understand the purpose of that absence for your own spiritual connection to remain intact, pure, and powerful. If your mother figure was absent, whilst you were advised to do the emotional work to process that pain, understand the purpose of that absence, for you to look beyond your immediate family to find your place and find yourself belonging to and being devoted to the entire human race. And so it's kind of interesting that this came up. So while I was doing my meditation before connecting with you guys today, my dad, who is in spirit, came through to me. And so it was really kind of, interesting because I was asking him about why things are feeling the way they're feeling and what's happening and the insights that he gave, which is very cool. And then, of course, this card comes up. So just kind of remember that there is no such thing as an accident or a coincidence, right? We all have special connections for reasons. And so if you chose card number 1, again, this pain was part of how you remained unconditioned by more typical family bonds. Whilst these bonds are necessary for many souls to experience their life lessons, the difficulty you may have experienced regarding them helped push you to become a child of love. You had to seek family in expansive ways, remaining open as you searched for love, rather than feeling satisfied by your immediate tribe and close to those outside it. Now you guys know, again, it's, we don't, how many of you, have found your own family outside of your family? How many of you have your tribe or your circle or your soul circle, right? Rather than your immediate family. And so you can come through your experience not as a victim of circumstance, but as an empowered soul. Process it, heal, forgive, and step into the spiritual blessings gained through your atypical relations with your biological family. Although you were not meant to belong in a traditional way to your family of origin, you shall not be denied the love you need. You are here to help build a human family joined by more than blood or legal union. It will not just be you loving the world, but the world loving you. The power of your heart to give and receive love shall not be wasted. So it is time to gently undo the patterns of attempting to fit in. Huge, huge, huge message for everybody on that. Instead, trust that you are exactly as you were meant to be. When you do, your magnetism will draw love and friendship from those who vibrate at a similar level of consciousness to you. Leave past hurts and rejection behind. You no longer need them to grow. Be brave. Pray to connect to your family of light, not only in spirit, but also here on earth. Let them in. Know that you belong here in spirit and in body to be loved, held, touched, listened to, and accepted just as you are. Okay, so that was everybody who chose card number 1. That's huge. That's really, really huge. So listen to that message a few times over today. Maybe you'll have to do it through the week as well to kind of give yourself the reminder of it. But it really kind of is about understanding your purpose, knowing that you're not alone, knowing that you're going to find support outside of your immediate circle. Really, really important. Okay. So moving on to card number 2. So everybody that chose card number 2, our stone is, we'll give you guys a moment to guess at that one. And it feels ice cold. It literally feels like I've picked up a piece of ice. Any guessers on there? So this is for card number 2. Okay, so this is milky quartz, guys. So it's a type of quartz. It's called milky quartz. You can see that it's solid white. So this stone is for concentration. So memory, recall. This is for helping with the mind. Of course, when we talk about white, we think about our crown chakra, right? So we talk about the upper chakras. This would be a really good stone for that. It's also a really good stone for communication, enhancing communication. So creating a lightness of kind of like what we say and also in the way that it can be received. This is also a really good stone for accelerating healing. So helping us to heal on all levels. It's also a really good connection stone. So I said with the crown chakra, this is a really good meditation stone. And this is also a really good stone for dispelling negative emotions and thoughts. So really kind of all of the energy that rises up, right? All of the stuff that we're holding in our upper body. This would be really, really good for clearing that. Actually, probably would be good for migraines, because it works up with that energy. So might be a good stone for me to stick in my bra today. Okay, so card number 2, for everybody that chose card number 2, this card is unplugged from mass consciousness. And just take I love the artwork on these cards. I love the story that it kind of tells. And if you look at, the what's up through the crown chakra, what's above all of the stuff, all the heaviness, all the somber energy below. So for card number 2, the unplug from mass consciousness, and I really want to get your guys' feedbacks and comments about this, of how this resonates with you. and how the message is going to be making you feel. Okay, so this card says there's a belief system based on fear, doubt, and distrust that is known as mass consciousness. It says it is safer to stay with the crowd, not to question what you have been taught. It says you cannot trust the divine to take care of your financial well-being or your emotional needs. It says you shouldn't be afraid and not take risks. It says that if you dare to stand up and live your truth, you'll be lost and alone, humiliated, rejected, or even destroyed. You are being guided to unplug from that system of beliefs. This is a massive, massive message for everybody. You are capable of a more creative, loving, and soul-satisfying way of living. To access this, let go of the way that it is too small for your soul. You are brave and aware enough to think outside the square, beyond what society or your peers may consider normal. You are supposed to be questioning things right now. You are in a transition from one way of thinking to another, opening up to a new world which you can trust enough to live in with peace and happiness because of the upgraded new beliefs you are cultivating. No matter how others may resist or criticize your choices, perhaps your new ideas take you away from the world they feel comfortable in, your higher guidance encourages you to keep opening your mind to a more loving, higher reality. If you have been thinking along new lines and wonder if you are going crazy, your guidance tells you you are doing a great job. You are not crazy. Trust yourself. You are thinking in ways that do not belong to mass consciousness. This is what's happening, right? Remember I told you about this, the elders showing up and the clearing the path and the layers and the levels. You're watching this and you've chosen this card because you are somebody that is rising up. If you have been thinking, trust yourself, you are thinking in ways that do not belong to mass consciousness. It can seem scary at first, but once you realize the benefits gained from unplugging, you will enjoy the process much more. It will free you and empower you to live a life of your own choosing. Opportunities and connections can open up to you in ways that defy your old beliefs. Sometimes breaking from the accepted norm, doing things differently, or being considered weird to family, colleagues, and friends is a sign that you are breaking away from the consciousness of the masses, which is not compatible with your own higher frequency consciousness. You were born to bring a new vibration of awareness to this planet. You will find those who can benefit and even love you for this difference, and those who are challenged or fearful of you for it. Either way, you can and love and approve yourself, nourish relationships that support you, and have compassionate detachment from those that do not, without compromising. You are in truth. So keep unplugging yourself, one layer, one thought, word, and deed at a time, from that which the mass consciousness would have you buy into: more stuff, more fear, more competition, more doubt, and more suffering. You can challenge any thought you don't want to have. Free yourself. You have the power to change your world and the world we live in as a result, one liberating thought at a time. I told you guys this was going to be big. I told you. So those of you that chose card number 2, this is massive. You're probably feeling really uncomfortable right now, and you're probably, feeling a little bit fearful of, am I going in the right direction? Am I following the right things? And so this is confirmation for you. This is huge, huge confirmation. Okay, so that is for everybody that chose card number 2. Card number 3, our stone for this, everybody will know this one. One of everybody's favorites. A really, really good stone to have right now, especially when we're feeling heavy and somber and dense. Any guesses on this one? I'll give you guys a moment to take a look and have a guess at that. Again, this is for anybody that chose card number 3. This is your crystal. Okay, so this is black tourmaline, guys. And so this is a really, really powerful purification stone. It cleanses the emotional body of negative thoughts. So cleansing us from anxieties, anger, any energetic blockages. It's also a really powerful grounding stone. It's also a really good for protection. It's a good purification protecting stone. So it wards off unwanted energy. So any low vibrations. Fabulous to have on you when you're out in public, whenever you're in, around crowds of people or public spaces that are very energetically dense. This is perfect for you to have with you. And I love the tourmaline because it actually balances the left and right sides of the brain. So remember, we can't just completely be the creative, a floaty. We need to have the planning, the organizing side as well. And so we need those sides to come together in order to create the balance, right? So this is a really, really good stone for kind of getting that balance into us. Okay, so card number 3 for everybody that chose card number 3. Your card is hold your center. Okay, look at that card. You see how lovely that is, how grounded she is, and there's like beautiful. She's got, of course, the angel above her, the guide above her that's helping to ground her in all of the glory. So everybody that chose card number 3, ground your center. Hold your center. Okay, so your message with this card is, have you been rushing out to meet others, trying to bend or accommodate their needs at the expense of your own well-being and inner peace? Now you are to strengthen your own energy, your own boundaries. Of course, so black tourmaline with this card makes perfect sense. To find your ground, firmly place your feet there and do not move. Feel your feet anchoring you like a beautiful tree. Let yourself experience quiet certainty as you hold your center with commitment, courage, and consciousness. You are learning to trust in your own instincts, to take your own journey without comparison to the life path of another. There is no need to become disheartened or distracted by comparisons or judgments. The earth needs your light, which can only come from you. You will offer so much less if you try to make it match your beauty to what you perceive to be the beauty of another. And that's a great, not comparing ourselves to anybody else, kind of keeping our eyes on our own lane. Many souls who are different and unique were not understood, acknowledged, and valued for whom they were as children. Instead, they were encouraged to conform, to change, to be other than their true self in order to be loved. This can be a hard pattern to break, yet the time is here for you to love and honor yourself as yourself. You are beautiful. You do not need to change for another. You certainly do not need to change for the divine. You are being encouraged instead to distill your essence, to become even more of you. Hold your center now and do not be rattled by any other through intimidation, confrontation, doubt, jealousy, or fear. To hold your center means you accept your innate value and worth, your right to exist and thrive, and accept the love that created you as you in order to fulfill the divine destiny. This oracle brings you confirmation you are on the right path. You do not need to collapse into fear or doubt to ease old guilt or make others more comfortable. I hope you guys are listening. This is huge. It is not selfish or hard of you to be strong. You can hold yourself in high esteem and be gentle and loving to others, whilst absolutely refusing to accept any behavior, belief, or attitude of another that would tear you down or cast you into doubt or self-hatred. As part of your spiritual training, Your soul learned to be open, to receive guidance and channel healing. This is what you needed to be able to do to function as a healer, channel, and light worker. You had to be sensitive, receptive, and open. Now is the time to balance that with resilience, strength, and even some divine stubbornness. Refusing to give up on who you are whilst remaining open to the guidance is the balance of loving wisdom necessary to grow yourself as a divinely unique individual in a world that often fears true individuality, simply because it cannot be easily controlled. We are experiencing this firsthand right now. Holding your center doesn't mean that you no longer surrender. Instead, you consciously choose to surrender into divine love and grow more empowered. You are here to shine a light, to be the lighthouse for others. The lighthouse doesn't ask for permission to shine. It stands still, shines faithfully, and those who need it are guided by its light to safety. Do not lose faith in yourself, beloved soul. You know who you are. Be strong. Honor your inner beauty and your personal boundaries. You need to feel safe in your ability to say no as much as you need to know that you will say yes when your heart guides you to do so. Be true to you. Wow. Let me know in the comments who chose card number 3. That was a big message for everybody. All of the cards were incredibly, so I told you guys this was going to hit home. This is when Spirit is showing me these messages, they're literally coming right into our heart chakras. So really try and find your healing in the message today. And again, because you're tuning in and you're watching this now, trust and know that there is something in each one of the messages for you. I know for myself, I can take something away from every single one of them. And I can tell you this, before I came on this morning, my energy was feeling particularly low. It really was. And I had to tap and meditate and channel and smudge and do all of my stuff to make my vibration shift. And just from hearing these words, just from hearing the validation from Spirit, my frequency has now changed. It's shifted. And that's something that we have to remind ourselves of, because as souls, we have the ability to shift our frequency instantly. We just have to take our mind to a source that is able to help us with that. And so, of course, using the crystals, using the oracle cards, connecting through prayer, connecting in the way that we do together when we're doing the lives like this. This is everything that we can do to increase our frequency, to raise our frequency, and to encourage all of us to, continue shining the light and being the light shiners. Okay, this is big. Okay, so guys, this is the recap for our cards today. So for those of you that chose card number 1, and if you didn't watch it live and you're watching it now, here's your recap. So your stone is the Galaxite stone. And then your card was the Family of Light. Powerful there. And then card number 2, your stone is the Milky Quartz. And I love this because crown chakra stone, right? Taking us out of the dense human experience, taking us up into the higher realms. And then, of course, the card for that is unplug from mass consciousness. So you guys have heard me talking about this lots lately, but this is about unplugging from mainstream media, unplugging from the news, unplugging from the fear programming that is happening, unplugging from the control. That's all about for card number 2. And then card number 3, our stone is the black tourmaline, which of course that is our protection, our purification. And then your card is the hold your center. And so really, really powerful messages for everybody in there today. Really, really powerful. I'm just going to go through and see some of your comments. Let me know, guys, if your card resonated with you and if you had a few aha moments. And I think that this will kind of like be if you can hold on to the how you felt of hearing the messages today and allow that kind of vibrational fuel to help you get through this week for the next few days, I really think that this will be helpful for you. Okay. And yeah, so awesome. So Joanna's saying 100%. That's awesome. Joanne's saying so on point today. Awesome. Good validation, guys, from everybody. Awesome. Okay. And so if you haven't had a chance to either, I've been making Thursdays the online day for coming on and doing the group healing. Let me know in the comments if you guys have been there for one of the group healings online that I've been doing. We had some brave souls that came on live on camera with me last week. And so maybe if I give everybody a little bit more warning, then they'll, I don't know, fix their hair, do their makeup, whatever they feel they need to do to come on camera to receive the healing. But I'm going to be doing that on Thursday. So just watch for the posts on my page and you'll see I will give you guys a time. I kind of try and fit it in between my clients, in between my readings, so that I can pop on with you guys and do that. I'm really being called to be able to share the healing with everybody right now. Again, I believe it's helping everybody's frequency. And I think that that's part of the divine guidance plan that's we're all part of right now, is being able to raise our frequency so that we can shine the light. And so by offering healing to you guys, for free right now, doing that in the group setting is part of what they want me to be doing. So check out the page. Just make sure that you're following that so that you can have an idea of when it will start. And don't forget to go and sign up to become a subscriber and receive that free guided meditation. You can do that now on the website, so mediumjodyjones.com. Okay, guys. So I'm sending you all a huge blessings. And I will talk to you guys all soon. Have a blessed week, everyone. We'll talk to you soon.